Hey there, Tiffany Kent, your certified financial planner, and welcome back to Elevate Your Equity, where we make the complex world of finance fun, engaging, and most importantly, easy to navigate. Today's special, 3 things you'll never catch me doing as a financial advisor, and so therefore you shouldn't do these things either. Never borrow money to buy stocks or bonds. Borrowing money on margin to buy stocks? Well, what is margin? Well, margin means you can borrow against the value of the portfolio and then potentially buy more stocks. But there's a lot of risk when it comes to margin. Risk is that you will owe the interest expense on that debt if the value of the portfolio goes down. Here's an example. Let's say you borrow $5,000 to buy 100 shares of a stock at $50 a share. Let's say that stock at $50 goes down in value to $30 a share. Multiply that by the 100 shares that you purchased, and the value of your portfolio is down to $3,000. So you've lost $2,000, which is bad, but it gets worse. If you borrowed that $5,000, that means not only did you lose $2,000, but you also owe interest on that loan, depending on the time that you borrowed and the interest rate. So for my estimation purposes, I assume maybe $400. So your loss on the stock goes down $2,000 plus you owe $400 in the margin interest expense. That's why it's a bad idea. The second thing you'll never catch me doing, or if you have a financial advisor who does this, this is really bad. Taking out a home equity line of credit for expensive vacations. I've heard advisors doing this, and I have to say, yikes. Remember, never take advice from an advisor who doesn't practice what they preach. If their financial plan is hope and prayer, run for the hills and not for a hunting vacation. Lastly, my third point, taking advice from unqualified sources. I've heard of a lot of people watching TikTok and other social media gurus and getting financial advice from these people. That is a bad idea. First off, they're not a certified financial planner. Nothing says I've got my life together like taking investment tips from a dancing teenager on the internet or some guy with a fancy car living in Miami. Certified financial planners, on the other hand, we are fiduciaries. We have a code of ethics that we get trained on, and we have licenses from the SEC that allows us to offer financial advice and manage other people's money. These licenses are really hard to get, and so most people don't get them. So that's it. My 3 points of advice for you to think about. Call your certified financial planner and make an appointment if you have investment-related questions.